Habakkuk 2 and 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that they may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but in the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Call halal all praises to Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, Bahashem, in the name of Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bahashem, in the name of Rachakwadash, which is the Holy Spirit that gives us all knowledge, wisdom, and truth and understanding. All right, and that is the actual names of the Heavenly Father and His Son. We believe through the Spirit in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew tongue. All right, and we want to give double honors and salutations out to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone and rule well for those that taught us this truth. The water for all of your diligency through these years. You are definitely worthy of double honors. And shalom as well to the 1/3, which consists of men, women, and children that have been blessed with the mark of the Dua, which is exemption from judgment, pursuant to Ezekiel 9 and 4. Shalom unto you. We are at the end. Now, as Habakkuk explains, write the visions and make it plain upon tables. The visions are the prophecies. And make it plain upon tables, meaning writing it in the Bible, that they may run that readeth it. When you go into that word run, that actually means break it down, to give you understanding, to be able to expound upon it. And that's what we are doing. For the vision is set for an appointed time. The prophecies that are written in this book are set for an appointed time to happen in real world time. But the end, and at the end it shall speak. And we are at the end right now. And now these prophecies are actually speaking. Okay, the things that were written in this book over 2,000 years ago are now actually happening now. And we're seeing them. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Right. So rest assured that these things will come to pass, and they have been. All right. And one of the things that are happening that's definitely prophetic is, and this has all been happening while you Jakes have been asleep. It's talking about the BRICS nations. All right, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay, they're doing it. All right, they just released their currency, or put together their currency. Now we know their currency, they say, is worth 50 times more than the USD. All right, now this move is going to bring us ultimately closer to World War III. All right, hence the reason why we see America in such a hurry and scurrying, right, to establish this CBDC. All right, the central bank digital currency, which we know is Revelations 13:16, because with this digital currency, you're going to have to get it implanted under your skin. All right, and with this CBDC, which is actually backed by nothing, well, to be a little bit more precise, America's currency is actually backed by us. All right, its citizens, the working class people. All right, through paying taxes. All right. Hourly wages, pennies on the dollar, all to increase their monetary gain over the world, making the USD the world currency and the world power that it has been. All right. Now, there's a video here that I came across here on TikTok. All right. Speaking on the matter at hand. Now, the men of the Lord, starting with our head apostles on down, told you this was coming. All right. And now we're going to get ready to feel it. Okay. Let's pull this video. Go ahead and enlarge it here. Let's get it.
Have a problem. Something happened quietly that the U.S. media is not talking about, but it's going to affect everybody in America and everybody that uses the U.S. currency. Our currency just got overtook by by the BRICS nation, meaning that $1 it takes $50 to equal $1 of the BRICS new currency. If you don't understand what that means, it's going to cause hyperinflation throughout America, meaning
Right.
our food, clothing, whatever you buy is going to cost like the most craziest number you'll ever think. take a look at this video because there's really nothing we can do about it. But it's about to get rough out here, guys. Stay close to your family. This is bad. This is real bad.
Okay, so while y'all was sleeping last night, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris just got the worst news a president and a vice president can get without it being a fallen soldier, right? So China, Africa, and Russia just dropped the image of their money that's dropping November 1st, right? Okay. Here's how strong that money is. Here's how strong that money is. It takes 55 American dollars to make one African dollar, to make one Russian dollar, to make one China dollar, right? 55. Okay. All these foreign countries just try to offer Africa money. Africa told it, keep your money and help your people out. Tell Joe Biden we cool. We good over here. See, Africa has said it best. America said they feed us. Well, why America's mad when we tell them we don't want their help no more, and we want them off our planet? If they feed us, why are they mad? Right? We should be mad. But since we feed them, they mad. They the one that's doing all the retaliation. We cool. We done figured this shit out. Right? Now, y'all keep telling me America's the great.
This is Obadiah 1 and 7. All of the men of the Confederacy have brought thee even to the border, and the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee, and they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. Right? So all the nations that ate the bread or the debt notes of America are now pissed, hence the BRICS nation. All right, and now we see the de-dollarization happening right now. Okay, America, or the USD, is basically circling the drain. Now, of course, we know it's going to take some kind of worldwide event to truly loosen the nations from the shackles of the USD. All right. But this news of the BRICS nations currency, which is basically backed by gold, minerals, tangible things, all right, is going to be the final nail in the coffin for the U.S. Okay, as he said, this one BRICS currency is worth $55 of the USD, American dollar. All right, Slovakia. And there's over 40 countries that have now signed up to do trade with the BRICS nations. All right, and a few of them are actually former U.S. NATO allies. All right, now this move we know is going to usher us ultimately into World War III. Okay, and at the very end, what this thing is going to really boil down to is going to boil down to America and Israel against the world. All right, so these are the times that we're in right now. All right, the prophecies are speaking. Let's get a little bit more of this.
Greatest country in the world. I don't fucking see it. Well, I do see it. They're the greatest country in the world of fucking shit up. Okay? So America sold all its plants to China, right? Now, for America to buy shit out of China, it's going to take 55 American dollars to buy a pack of bubblegum out of China, right? When America had all their plants here, right? So, me and my wife just bought a TV from Costco for $600. That same TV in the near future is going to cost $300 to $4,500 to get. Remember the Michael Jordans you used to get for $200 out of China? The Michael Jordans now, buy a Michael Jordan at $200, right? The Michael Jordan is going to be $2,500. $2,500 to get a pair of shoes out of China. That's how fucked up America is, bro. They're not telling you this, but shit has hit the fan, bro.
Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth, meaning America, cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Well, we know chiefly because of prophecy. All right, the visions are speaking, as I opened it with Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. All right, but also because America has been going throughout the earth, as we know. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, speaks on it. Neither keepeth at home, doing what? Pushing unrighteous legislation, it's democracy, sanctioning any country that it deems a threat to America's agenda. All right, but Understand those same countries that America is putting sanctions on does business, all right, with America's NATO allies, all right, which in turn hurts their economies, all right, and basically they're just tired of the shits, is what this thing all really boils down to, all right, because the USD has been a snare from the very beginning, all right, and the nations were forced to eat thy bread, right, to do trade in these debt notes, all right, and now the nations, many of them being former NATO allies, are turning on America. All right. So make no mistake about it. This is going to happen. Revelations 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Okay. The 10 whores are talking about the NATO countries. Okay. When you have understanding. All right. So this is the beginning of World War III. All right. So make no mistake about it. All of the NATO allies are going to turn on America, man. All right. The beast is going to hate the whore because it is written. So let's get a little bit more of this.
I've been telling y'all this. All y'all got all these bad bitches that lay up in the house and don't want to work. All these thugs and stuff that don't want to work. You better tell them motherfuckers they better learn how to farm.
Right. And you know what? And it's and it's true because you know what America has done, it's really rock men asleep. It's a feminized men and it's rock the men asleep. All right, because you know, even the cities, how the cities are built and how they're constructed, they're built to make you depend on Esau. Okay? When you look in the days of in ancient, not even you know the distant past, you know, a man had to go out in the field. He had to hunt for his food, right? He had to build his house, his shelter. He had to build ranches. Okay, he had to go out and do actual physical labor in order to feed him and his family. Did he not? But now today, what do we have? You have these companies that go out, they kill and slaughter the food for you, right? They cut it up, clean it, right? Package it up nicely, ship it to the stores, and you walk in there with your Gucci pumps on, you know, your Jordans, and you can just pick the meat up right there. It's all packaged pretty for you. Walk to the counter and check out and go home and eat you a meal. Okay, so that essentially was also a trap too, because what Babylon has done, it's caused you to lean upon her and depend upon her and not think for yourself. Well, the average man doesn't know how to put a worm on a fucking hook. Okay, let alone be able to pull, you know, put an arrow on a bow, you know, or field dress a deer, you know, and get water out of a tree, you know, set up a tent, you know. All that was done by design. And like he said, a lot of you women out here, you bad bitches out here that claim that, you know, you are the catch and men ain't shit. Well, the Lord has a sense of humor, right? And he's got a bone to pick with you women, chiefly the daughters of Zion, because you have been proud and you've been haughty. So we're going to see very soon here what you're going to do and how you're going to be able to operate. Okay? Not needing a man. So I guess you're going to go out here and you're going to hunt, and you're going to fish, and you're going to be able to do all this stuff for yourself. Because once this thing starts to fall apart out here and anarchy starts to hit out here, it's going to be nothing but hell out here, and you women are going to have hell to pay. All right? So a lot of you women that are laying up not doing nothing, and you brothers that got these women, get these women the hell out of your life, man. Okay? Learn a trade for yourself, man. All right? So you can be protected, so you can be prepared in that day. Now, ultimately, you're going to have the spirit of, you're going to have the spirit of Yahweh Shah to be with you. But you know, having a deadbeat ass woman that sits back there and does nothing but become a liability and suck up everything that you have is a snare unto you. And you need to get rid of that woman, because we're coming into a time where you women are going to have to fend for yourself. You say you didn't need a man? Well, here we go. So this is what's getting ready to happen. So the brothers are on point with that.
Get them bad bitches and them thugs up out your bed and tell them how to get in the field and plant some fucking corn, some fucking watermelon, some fucking squash and tomatoes and shit. Because shit is getting real every day. And guess what? It's not slowing down. This shit is speeding up, bro.
Ecclesiastes 12:3. In that day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few. Right, in that day, in the days that we're coming into, the keepers of the house shall tremble. Make no mistake about it. Esau and the elites, they know, they see these things happening. They see the prophecies that are taking place. They hear the men of the Lord out here prophesying their move and each and everything that they're going to do before they do it. So make no mistake about it. There is a fear over the rulers of Babylon right now. Okay, because they know that their time is up and they're scrambling right now. Okay. It goes on to say, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. The grinding cease meaning what? The loss of jobs out here. Okay. Because what's going to happen, inflation is going to push everything so far up that these companies are going to go belly up. All right. They're not going to be able to keep up. Inflation is going to go so high that especially a lot of these mom and pop companies, they're going to go under. So a lot of jobs are going to be lost. A lot of companies, a lot of businesses are going to be at a loss here. Okay. And it says those that look out the window be darkened. What's that talking about? All right. Because the people are not seeing a foreseeable future here in America anymore. That's what that's talking about. When you look out the window, you can see, America was the place, the land of milk and honey. That people bought onto the American dream, but now they're seeing that it's become a nightmare because there's no more foreseeable future here. America is done. Okay. Goes on to say, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Right. As I said, no more jobs. All right. This inflation is going to go through the roof. Unemployment is going to skyrocket. All right. And that's when anarchy is going to kick off out here in the streets, man. Because like I said, Americans have been so spoiled, all right, and so catered to that they haven't learned how to fend or build or do for themselves. Okay, Babylon has rocked you to sleep like he's done all the other nations. Hence, so if all the other nations are getting mad, how much more should you be mad being here and seeing all this shit happen? Yeah, you bit onto the American dream, which was a nightmare. Excuse me. But again, like I said, this was all prophesied to happen. All right. It goes on to say, and he shall rise up at the voice of a bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right. So we're seeing that right now in the recent years. The devaluing of everything is brought to a low vibration. Our music, which is trash. There's no one out here that will watch this video, watching it right now, who will disagree with me that today's music is garbage. Okay, it's on a very low vibration, right? And now we're dealing with what? The de-dollarization of our currency. It's being what? Brought low. You see? Everything is being brought low here. Why? Because America is finished. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Right, because Esau, all right, who's basically ruled the world in wickedness. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that. Isaiah 14 and 6. Let me pull that precept real quick. Right. He who smote, Isaiah 14 and 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. What's that talking about? The world, all of the nations, continual sanctions, continual stroke. The people here now in America, its own inhabitants, right? He that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. You see that? So now that America's on its last leg, no one's going to come save this place. All right? No one's going to come. Like I said, ultimately, it's going to boil down to Israel and America against all the nations on the planet. All right? America is done. It's through. Okay? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go and pull that. I'm going to finish pulling out that Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, right, meaning his democracy, right? His legislation, his religions all throughout the earth. And this is the precept that I called out earlier. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and as death, right? Wherever he goes, he does what? Creates nothing but hellish conditions for that country. Brings nothing but death and destruction to wherever he goes. So this is chiefly why all these things are happening. You have to understand why all of the inhabitants, everyone is turning on America. Okay, because all this was prophesied to happen. It's simply just, it's just your turn. All right, it's just our turn. It's just our turn to go ahead and be done. Every great civilization, every great empire has come to an end, and it is just our turn. That's it. So take it like a man. Inside joke. But yeah, these are the times we're at right now. Okay. And it goes on and says, who is as hell and as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself all nations, and heap unto himself all people. Right. So he's trying to gather on all the nations and keep all the people right under his control through what? The NWO, the New World Order, the CBDC, okay, the central bank digital currency. Okay. This is what this man is trying to do. He's trying to be God. All right. Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb, and say, woe unto him that increases that which is not his? Right. Setting up all these puppet leaders in all these different countries to do his bidding, right? And doing what? Doing nothing but taking their resources, all right, and pushing their own agenda, whether you like it or not. Why? Because America, Esau, was what? Blessed with the sword, right? Weaponry. And he goes throughout the earth with that sword, all right, doing whatever the hell he wants, and the nations are tired of it. You see? It goes on to say, how long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Okay, and I think that word thick clay in Hebrew, I think that's abtit, all right, which means here, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it. Yeah, heavy debt consolidation. That's what that means. All right, that's what that thick clay is. All right, in a financial world, that means debt consolidation. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. All right, with this whole, with America's whole hegemony across the whole earth and how it's coming to an end right now. So this is the position that America's in. All right, so we're ushering in this World War III. Make no mistake about it. Let's get it.
This shit is speeding up fast. Vladimir Putin, man, you a fucking good dude. Africa, I love what y'all doing, man. Y'all getting respect now across the globe. Now, I know y'all keep saying, a lot of people, oh, America, the Europeans got the best military, this and that. Yeah, but a lot of the European countries trying to jump ship. Germany and France has just told America they're going to leave the G7 summit to try to get on with BRICS. But the whole problem with that is they got to go through Africa. And Africa said, before we even sit down and talk to you, return all our fucking gold.
You see that? Now, this is, again, going back to, though, woe to that who increases that which is not his. America's going throughout the other world. You got videos of Queen Elizabeth, man, and she's got treasuries of bullion gold carriages. This one carriage that had like, I want to say some obscene amount of carriage. It was all solid gold. And then actually took it from an African king. All right. And it's just sitting in her chambers. Right. So that's what America does. All right. It through its propaganda machine, it'll lie, tell us that it's going to go and save the world or do something, build up this whole story against whatever country, that it deems, that it wants to go and, or that it targets. All right, and all the people here in America are behind it, basically, which is a lie. And they'll go over there and do what the hell they want. Steal their money, steal their gold, steal their resources. Okay? And now we're in that latter end time where America's being exposed right now. Okay? And this is a beautiful time to be alive right now. In fact, let me see. So I'm going to get this. Let me grab that NLT here because that's heavy. Let me go. I have hook 2 and 7. Slovakia, give me 1 minute while I pull this up. So I meant to read that. Yeah, so that Habakkuk 2 and 7. So not all these rise up suddenly and bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them. Now let's get that in NLT. Suddenly your debtors will take action. What debtors? All of these nations that have what? Bitten onto that debt note. America's USD. You see? They will turn on you and they will, Salakia, they will turn on you and take all you have while you stand trembling and helpless, because you have plundered many nations, and now all the survivors will plunder you. You see that? You have committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. Whoo! You see that? Is that not America? And now all these nations are tired of the shits, man. So they see the decline, and we have absolute degenerates in office right now. America's never been more weak and more vulnerable than right now. All right. And so the nations smell blood and they're coming. Okay. We got pedophiles in office, man. It's crazy. All right. But this is where we're at. Habakkuk 2 and 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, and the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of blood, and because of the violence of the land and the city that dwell therein. Right. So like I said, America's been spilling blood and stealing resources all throughout the world. Right. Revelation 6 talks about that. All right. Which is that red horse. All right. Who came to what? Take peace from the earth. Matter of fact, let me just get that. So you have to understand how the scriptures go. This is Revelation 6. And we start at 4. Revelation 6 is 4. And there went out another horse, which was red. Now, horse means power. Okay? It's a parable. And there went out another horse that was red, right? Esau, Edom. And power was given to him that sat thereon. What does that remind you of? Job 9:24. The world was given into the hands of the wicked. So the power was given unto him that sat thereon to do what? To take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. What was Esau's blessing? A great sword. So do you see how the scriptures, how they line up? You see? We have the testimony. The men of the Lord have the testimony. This man has been through. We can identify the criminal. He can't hide himself anymore. Okay? He's being exposed. We're exposing him through the strength and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, and the nations are seeing it. And there's no way for you to hide, Esau. Okay? In Genesis, it talks about he'll be a what? A vagabond throughout the earth. What's a vagabond, basically? Someone that's running from justice. You see, but Yahweh Shah's got you pegged, man. And your time is up. Call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahweh, man. Obadiah 1 and 1. But the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and the ambassador has sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us come up against them. Right. So like I said, this is going to lead to that World War III Armageddon. All right. That's over in the middle. That's going to take place over in the Middle East. Okay, pursuant to Joel 2 and I want to say starting around the 20th verse. Okay. Goes on to say, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. You see that? All the nations are despising America. When he says make you small, you know how when someone looks at you, you know, in disgust or disgrace, and they look at you like, oh man, nigga looking at me like I'm small. Yeah. All of the nations now see that big bad hammer of the whole earth ain't shit. Why? Because all the nations now, they have nuclear weapons. They have ICBM missiles now. They're getting their money up now. So that big bully on the block, people are seeing ain't shit no more, man. This is really what this all boils down to. Okay? But you have to have the spirit to understand, all right, what's happening here. Okay? So like I said, we can see this happening right now. All right? The world is beginning to hate America. All right? Basically, Esau's becoming the new nigger. You are becoming the new nigger. Okay? Because the Lord said that these curses will turn on you. You will have to drink that cup. And that's starting to happen. It's not good to be an Edomite in these days anymore. It's not. Let's continue.
Right? Africa has put it out there and said, y'all don't have shit to offer us. Not one goddamn thing. Y'all ain't got shit to even offer y'all people. So to all y'all motherfuckers, oh, Joe Biden just sent 3,000 soldiers to the border. Let me tell you what China, Russia, and Africa just did. Africa has 50 countries on this continent. They put a military base in 40 of those countries. 40. Right? So, even if America touched down in Africa, they're going to get fucking barbecued.
See that? Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, who saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? Who's that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks? Esau, Edom. All right? Job 30 talks about that when y'all were in the caves as cavemen. All right? But the Lord exalting himself, basically, all right, and taking you from that low state, because the clefts of the rocks, or Mount Seir, okay, Edom, that is your original homeland. All right. And like I said, now that the Lord has exalted you and put you up, all right, you've become proud and even more wicked than ever before. So now that same power is getting ready to take you down. Okay. Goes on to say, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, then shall I bring thee down. Right. Going up, doing all this space travel. Okay. And it's likening America to the eagle, which is through which is spiritual. Right. Because their first kingdom, which was Greece, what was their nation bird? It was the eagle. And the eagle is what? It's a very proud animal. And it flies the highest out of all the birds on the planet. Okay? And it's known for stealing food, stealing prey from other animals, man. The Lord is cold how he's got you pegged. Okay? So, hey man, it's just through the spirit that all this is happening the way it is. All right? And just like the brother said, which is through the spirit, he says you got nowhere to land. Right? That eagle has no place to land. All right? It is over. It's finished.
You got nowhere to land. Huh? Come on now, use your head, man. This country don't give a fuck about you, bro. These dudes done ran this shit in the ground. And y'all still trying to hold on to the boat. And if anything, we the American people need to get this government up out of here, bro. We need to get all this motherfucking people in this goddamn government. Republicans, Democrats, from the House to the Senate to the goddamn president. We need to fucking get these motherfuckers out of here.
Now, see, this is where Jake loses it because, like I said, this is all happening through the strength and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. And the second Edger says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So this is his kingdom. We're not getting shit out of nowhere. Okay. We need Yahushua to remove him. We can't do nothing. Okay. As we just went through, Esau's blessing is what? The sword. Okay. So we can't go up no other way. We have got to lean on and wait on Yahushua to remove this man. And it's happening right now. It's happening just through the spirit. All right. As these prophecies, as the word of the Lord is being spread throughout the earth, that's taking him down. That causes things to happen within the earth. That dismantles his system. Why? Because it's waking up the people. The people are seeing the bullshit. Okay. It's taking down, it's destroying that stronghold. All right, that's been on all the inhabitants of the world. The word of the Lord is destroying all that. And now people are starting to wake up and see. All right, because their biggest power has been what? Control of the narrative. Okay? You control the narrative. You control what people read. You can control what TVs or people watch, what they eat and everything else. You can make a nation believe whatever you want. Can you not? But now that narrative is being questioned. Why? Because of the men of the Lord are out here through the strength and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, taking this man's kingdom down. Okay, so it ain't about us coming together and getting this man out off. No. Okay, when that sky cracks and them chariots show up, that's when it's really game over and there's nothing else to talk about. And these are the times that we're in right now. All right. So anyway, not to make this lesson too long, I just wanted to, to do a quick lesson, a quick hit on this, and just letting, just blowing the trumpet, man. All right, we in that time, man. Okay, the BRICS nations are rising up. Okay, and right now inflation is getting ready to go through the roof. And you think it was bad then, man, we haven't seen anything yet because America's getting ready to turn into that third world country. Okay, where people are going to be fighting for food. All right, it's going to be that drastic out here. Okay, as a matter of fact, I'm going to pull one more precept here. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go into it real quick. All right, this is 2 Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Right, the entire world. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Now, I know you may have heard these precepts before and we sound like a broken record. If you don't like this video, then you can get the hell out of here. You can go find something else to watch. All right? Because it's our job to keep warning because Jake has to be told 500 times in order for him to do something, for him to listen and actually take action. You have to repeat things to Jake because Jake has a very short attention span and Jake is stiff-necked. Okay? So 2 Ezra 15:15, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. Right. Civil unrest, civil war here in America. All right. Because like I said, we're coming into third world conditions here. Goes on to say, for there shall be sedition amongst men and invading one another. What is sedition? A rising up against the government. Okay? And they shall not regard their kings nor their princesses. We're not going to regard the government officials, the presidents, the officers, the police officers, law enforcement out here. Okay? Like I said, it's going to be anarchy. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right. You're going to have that do as thou will spirit, man. You're going to go out here and just take it. You know, can you see these jakes? They be running into these Gucci stores, man, with masks on and smashing windows, just doing the snatch and grab. It's finna be like that, but on a whole nother level across the world, man. Okay? Because make no mistake, the prices for everything is inflating through the roof right now, man. All right? And they're not gonna have enough. People aren't gonna have enough money. So panic, frustration, anger, and then desperation is going to ensue. All right? And that's where that martial law is going to kick in. And the UN troops are going to bring order out of the chaos that they created. Okay? Or out of chaos. It's an old tactic that Esau uses. Okay? That goes all the way back to the Roman Empire. 2 Ezra 15:17. And a man shall to desire to go into a city, but shall not be able to. What is that? Why not? Because of martial law, right? Because of the 15-minute smart cities that Esau is setting up right now. You see? Goes on to say, for the pride of the city, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Why should men be afraid? It's like I said earlier, because now everyone here, the men here have been so effeminized. You women have brought men to such a low level now. But you know, that's only you weak ass men that actually bought into that shit. All right, because the Lord is raising up his real men out here. But the men are going to be afraid. You got a lot of niggas out here and a lot of men out here hiding behind their women. So you women, y'all better get in here and get ready to, you know, grab arms and get ready to get busy. You see? Like I said, you complain about masculine, toxic masculinity, which is not even a fucking word, some new speak. All right. And it was just to pretty much forward the agenda to feminize the men here in America. All right. So like I always say, man, job well done, ladies. Job well done. All right. Matter of fact, this reminds me of Jeremiah 51:13. Let me grab that real quick. Jeremiah 51:13. Oh, that dwelleth upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thy end has come. It's talking about America. Abundant in treasures and riches, thy end has come. And the measure of thy covetous, the Lord of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up and shout against thee. What's that talking about? The UN troops, man. The virgin daughter of Babylon is going to be penetrated. She's no longer going to be a virgin anymore. The Lord is going to fill this place with UN troops, with men, and it's going to be anarchy out here, Jake, on a whole nother level. Okay? The scriptures do not lie. All right? The UN troops are coming. I think it was Elder Apostle Kabar. He mentions it all the time. Her name was Linda Thompson from what was it? It's a movie that you can actually watch, or a documentary you can watch on YouTube. America Under Siege, I think it was. Her name was Linda Thompson, and she said the slogan for the New World Order is expect no mercy. Okay? Expect no mercy. All right, so these are the times we're coming into. Back to 2 Ezra 15. I just want to grab this last one. And a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy his house with the sword and spoil their goods. Why? Because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. Right. You see, inflation is going to skyrocket. Food famine is going to hit here. And people are going to lose it, man. All right, so this is, so when looking out the windows and they see the windows being darkened, because this is what the people are seeing here in America. This is the darkness of that's coming onto America, man. All right, utter chaos and destruction. All right, the nations are tired of this whole. and it's time for her to be put down. So call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Shalom.